Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight. This is going to be a weekend reading. Let's see what kind of energies we can get from this reading for the weekend. This is the Mantegna Tarot. This is a deck of oracle cards, and I ask, what kind of attributes can we aim to emulate? Where can we focus our attention? It's a lot of cards. Strength 36, intellect 31, logic 22, and astrology 29. I have here the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. I thought it would be a nice change of pace. Something about Lionsgate. I felt compelled to use this deck. Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. This is a Doreen Virtue deck. What kind of messages or inspiration do we need to hear for this coming weekend? Where can we find that strength? Where can we use our intellect and logic? How will astrology be affecting us over the weekend? Card or two from this Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. There we go. Abundantia. Abundance, prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Nematona, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And Rhiannon, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. And for the tarot, we have the Moon and Stars Tarot. What kind of messages would the tarot like to offer to us? Spirit, please send messages through my hands, through this deck, through my channel. What kind of messages do we need to hear to help us through the weekend? Judgment, action. In this deck, card number 20. What other messages, please? The Devil, obsession, the Lovers, yep, a choice, decisions, the Magician. Yeah, Judgment and the Devil, there's definitely something at play. It may be something, a choice for you or a choice for someone around you. It is, it can be an obsession. It can be something that's just negatively drawing someone's attention. And can we break free from the feeling of being enslaved to it? So it could be something that you are feeling tied to. It could be something that someone you know is feeling tied to, and that could be affecting you and your outlook. It could be affecting your choices. You could have the choice in the Lover's card to break free from it, or break free from someone else who is having difficulty breaking free from their own devices, addictions, obsessions, preoccupations. I knew someone a long time ago that had a really nasty divorce, and she was obsessed with getting to the bottom of a financial entanglement, but for years. And she lost all of her friends because she was so obsessed with finding out where her ex-husband hid the money. It was unfortunate, a little sad. So we have Judgment, we have the Devil, we have the Lovers, we have the Magician, which is the ability to manifest. It is the ability to use all the tools that you have in your stores, everything, every skill, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the tools you have acquired throughout your lifetime, including your connection to Divine Source, using and utilizing those skills and characteristics to manifest on Earth all the things that you could pull down from the heavens, all your dreams, all your wishes. You have the ability to make this transformation, to bring abundance into your life. We have the Page of Swords. This is, in this deck, a card of education. This is getting more knowledge. This is doing research. This could be pursuing higher education, but it can also be just getting more information to bring clarity upon a situation. We have the Two of Wands. In this deck, it says planning. This is generally somebody standing out, looking out upon the horizon, considering what kind of dreams they would like to achieve, what kind of goals they have, and how can they achieve those goals and dreams. How can they bring them into reality? We have that power with the Magician, and this is taking it upon oneself to seize the day and make something happen. And we have the Six of Pentacles finally here. This is a card, this says kindness, but this is generally a card of balance and reciprocity. This is the rewards for all your hard work. This is the return on your financial investment. This is a return on your material investment. And that could, even though time is not necessarily a material investment, when you invest time in someone else or into a project, that is still an investment that is associated with the Six of Pentacles, an investment for which you might expect to see some kind of return, some kind of payback, some kind of reward. That could be your work and then being compensated financially, but it could also be helping someone move and finding that at one point, sometime down the road, they will return the favor in one way or another. It is not necessarily tit for tat, right? An eye for an eye, that sort of equal exchange that you might see. It's an exchange that brings balance to a situation, but it is not necessarily exact measures of the same thing. And what I mean by that is that if you do help somebody move, it's not to say that they will help you move down the road. It is to say perhaps they will buy you dinner or fill your car with gas if they're using your truck, or just down the road maybe they take care of your pets while you're out of town, that sort of thing. It is a returned favor. So let's take a look at the Mantegna Tarot cards here on the table. So first we have card number 36. This is strength. This is force. This is having the ability to support oneself, to support your ideas. Card number 36. It is the archetype for energy. Act quickly and decisively. Having the strength to stand behind a decision. And that's not always easy. Sometimes we feel like we don't have all of the information. So take what information you have, that you can get, that you can glean, that the information you have access to acquire immediately in the immediate future, and utilize that to your power, to your strength. This card is followed by card number 31. intellect. This is the card of the archetype of doubts. Always act knowing that you may make a mistake. So again, you may not have all the answers, but you need to stand behind your decisions. You need to stand behind, this is the information that I have at hand at this time. I'm going to make this choice. I'm going to make this decision. And I may be wrong. It may not work out for me. But from what the information that I have at this time, this is how I'm going to move forward. A decision needs to be made. A decision needs to be made. There's judgment upon the situation, whatever information is at hand at this time. The following card here from the Mantegna Tarot is card number 22, Logic. This is the archetype for common sense. Think over problems, don't split hairs. That's a tough one, because if you find information from your research or from your experience, from your environment, and you are wanting to make a choice and act on that, knowing that you could be wrong, you have to also consider, are you splitting hairs? Are you making the right choice on acting out or taking action or saying something regarding a situation or a person or an opportunity when you may not have all the facts, you may not have all of the information in hand? You could be wrong. You have to be willing to accept the fact that you could be wrong, but also, is the battle worth the bludgeon, I guess. I mean, how else do you say it? There are probably many other ways to say it, more with less brutality, I guess, but pick your battles. Is it worth stirring the pot with your decision, with taking that action? Is it worth it? What are the repercussions you have to consider? If you're wrong, what are the repercussions of being wrong? Can you accept being wrong? Pick your battles. What is it going to do if you speak up to an individual? Is it going to destroy your relationship? If you have a problem at work and it's something to do with a coworker and you bring it to the attention of your boss, is that going to affect your work relationship with your boss, or is it going to destroy your work relationship with your work associate? These are things we have to consider in these types of situations. Is it worth that battle? Think over problems. Don't split hairs. The following, we have card number 29, the card Astrology. This is the archetype for fatalism. Understand the cycles which condition certain events. Yeah, this is definitely like a storyline I can identify with. You could see patterns. You could know these patterns. You could know exactly what to anticipate. You could know the reactions of taking the action. Again, is it worth the battle? Is it worth splitting these hairs? Are you going to expect to see the same patterns resurface? Understand the cycles which condition certain events. I mean, if you know what to expect, sometimes there's no point in saying anything if the situation isn't going to change. Or you make the decision to remove yourself from the situation altogether. I could get deeper into these cards. The images here we see the sun being held in the protagonist's hand of the card Intellect. Always act knowing that you may make a mistake. You know, this angel here is looking at the sun, following what they find to be the truest information, the truest, the purest, the brightest star, the brightest information that they have at hand, literally. And yet, they could still be wrong. You still might make a mistake. It's part of life, accepting that, and we have to have the strength to support the broken things. In other words, if we say something, do something, move in a direction, knowing that we may make a mistake, and we do make a mistake, we have the strength to overcome the outcome of said mistakes. whether it's something you do, a change that you make in your life, or whether it's something you say. Can you say something in a relationship and be wrong and have it affect your relationship? Yes. But can you also use your words to repair the relationship? Yes, if you have the strength to be vulnerable and to have the will to heal that relationship. Yes. And this card suggests that the strength is here for you to access. Here in the card Logic, card 22. Think over problems, don't split hairs. This is to say, you may not have all of the information. If you take action, there's something obscured here. There's something that is veiled. You may not have all of the information. Man, it's a really tough position to be in. And with astrology here, this protagonist has the heavens, the sphere here with the stars is a representation of astrology at play, the planetary movements, the influences of the stars. It symbolizes the patterns and cycles of everything. And we're just a small, tiny, tiny, tiny part of that. So I see a lot of frustration. You make a choice and you're wrong. You make a choice and you're right. Does it get anywhere? Does it get anyone anywhere in the future? Does it help? Or is it going to bring prosperity and abundance to you? Or do we just make a decision to cut away from, pursue, bring those dreams, get a hold of those? So I am looking for abundance here, abundancia, in this goddess deck, because I want to read these cards here. Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. And just right there, I'm going to pause and say, if there is something going on, devil energy, something you or someone you know is enslaved to something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and going through these cards from the Mantegna Tarot, you have the opportunity to grasp onto prosperity and abundance. There is that, the Magician, the Six of Pentacles, right? These cards here, we'll see that as I continue reading. If you hold on to things that are negatively impacting your life or your mood or your day, etc., that could draw away from the abundance that you have the potential to receive. In other words, if you can try to focus your attention on yourself, on your strengths, and the positive ways that you're moving forward, because if this devil is your burden, your enslavement, let go of it. Don't focus on it. Focus on that which is working for you and build upon that. If it's somebody else or a situation or a work environment, if you can turn your back to it and not focus your attention on it, that negativity, and focus more on what is working for you and your path, focus on your path, you have more opportunity to focus towards prosperity and abundance and being receptive to it and having it come in for you. The message from Abundancia: asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You are very powerful, and I'm here to support your growing power. It's right for you to receive this help as we function as a team. I've heard your prayers, worries, and affirmations. I'm pouring my cornucopia of prosperity upon you now, so expect unforeseen windfalls and gifts. Notice the new ideas, feelings, and visions within you. This guidance gives you clear direction about actions to take in conjunction with my assistance. Together, we're unstoppable. Various meanings of this card: be open to receiving, a new windfall of money is coming to you. You have nothing to worry about. Your new venture will be financially successful. Visualize and affirm abundance. Abundance comes to you in many ways, including extra time, support, and ideas. This is a Roman and Norse goddess of prosperity, success, and abundance. The next card is Nemetona. Nemetona says, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. The message from Nemetona: your sacred space is within you now. By creating an altar or visiting a sacred site, you connect with the symbols and energy that have been infused with meaning and prayer over centuries. Don't take these symbols lightly, for they're powerful indeed. When you connect with sacred symbols, you help your inner sanctity find a home in the outer world. You also tap into the ancient wisdom and spiritual grace of the old ways. Explore spirituality through sacred symbols and sites, and allow your soul to joyfully meander among the various ways available to you to unite with the divine. It's no matter of how you connect, but that you do so frequently. How can you connect with the divine? Build an altar in your home. Take a spiritually oriented trip. You need a quiet place of refuge and retreat for yourself. Create a medicine circle or labyrinth. Walk the labyrinth. Clear the energy in your home with sage, prayer, toning, invoking Archangel Michael, or other space-clearing methods. Sound is a good one. Singing bowls, clapping your hands, ringing bells. Saging is good. Those are all good options. Using your voice, singing, that is another way to clear your energy within you. The next card is Rhiannon, Sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. A large part of my power stems from my connection to animals and nature. If you've been indoors too long, you can recapture your personal power by simply stepping outside. This simple motion will do you a world of good in reawakening your sleeping, magical, spiritual nature. Allow the light of the sun and moon and the stars to stir ancient memories that may be dormant. Recall the times of your magical abilities and then put them to use immediately for the good of the entire planet. Resume the mission that was once aborted through the misdeeds of past-time leaders. Take up your spiritual arms and move with swift speed into the night, awakening one and all to the magic that is life itself. This is a mission that must be accomplished, and you're the one who can help us with it. Various meanings of this card suggest: have absolute faith that your dream is manifested. Make a clear decision. Put your energy into manifesting your dreams. Know that you deserve to receive good. When you win, others win too. Keep your thoughts focused on your desire and away from fear, as I said. That's great. That's beautiful. Ties everything together. I didn't really touch that much on Judgment card, but Judgment is action, and Judgment is also a pretty self-explanatory. We pass Judgment, we have Judgment. There is Judgment. There's a situation that requires Judgment. That's the third one. The second one, let me just... Oh, did you see my head? There's that one. We have the Eight of Coins, we have Justice, and we have the Seven of Cups, followed by the stars, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, great. So, Eight of Cups is your hard work. If this devil energy is yours, this obsessive energy or this sense of enslavement, obsession, whatever it is, the Eight of Coins is hard work, and with hard work you can release yourself from that. The Eight of Coins is also a card of focusing your attention on that detail and turning out a product is kind of what the Eight of Coins tends to represent. But if you are focused on your path and focused on your abundance and your prosperity, it is easier to release this devil energy. With the Justice card here, again, we are seeking a balance. We are a balance within ourselves, and having that balance, harnessing that spiritual strength to keep ourselves balanced, the light and the shadow, we can move forward and bring sort of open doors to abundance, justice. The Seven of Cups, this is having a lot of opportunities. Sometimes it is a lot of opportunities in love. Which opportunity do you choose? We don't always know, because sometimes the contents of the cup is something a little bit bizarre, or maybe something we don't really want, but we don't really know until we look into it, or basically until we drink from that cup. So again, that's a situation where you sort of have to take a chance, make a decision, and choose the cup. And then you'll find out what's inside. Just like we sometimes make a mistake in our choices, in our decisions. You know, we have to be prepared for the fact that maybe we don't always make the best decisions. And that's just a matter of fact. Where was I going with that? The Eight of Coins, I was saying, is hard work to release. It can help you, like staying focused on your hard work, staying focused on manifesting your dreams can help release you from the devil, from whatever is holding you back, holding you down, whatever is oppressive in your life. And Justice is, she has the sword of truth and the scales for balance. So basically, this card says that justice and balance are assured. So again, as I said, if you can harness the shadow side and the light side, you have more opportunity to bring that sense of order into your life. You do have to make a decision though, make a choice from all these choices. And we have the star following that, or the stars. And the star is like, it's your guiding light, it's your wish, it's your dream. As I said here, to follow that, pursue that, bring that down to earth with the magician. You have the capability of doing so. But that dream or that goal is what guides you out onto the horizon. You follow it, you are inspired by it. It is your guiding light. And that is, it's actually the light that the hermit carries in his lantern. So let your dreams and your goals light your path, guide your way. Don't let interference in your own life or from others hold you back. Stand your ground. The Seven of Wands here is a card of being a bit defensive, holding your ground, standing up for what you believe in, protecting your dream. So over the weekend we may be challenged, and it seems more like a challenge of being able to hold true to ourselves and our dreams and our openness to prosperity, and trying to ignore the complexities of environmental stimulations that suggest devil energy, that negative energy, something to which you may feel obligated, tied down, or other habits and obligations of others. Can you make your own schedule for the weekend and not be dependent on others? Right, I mean, like not have to negotiate with others so much. can you do something for yourself without having to be tied to obligations and time constraints imposed by other people? So overall, I think it's important that this reading sort of touches on negative elements, negative aspects, negative influences, and those could be poor choices that we make, poor choices that other people are making, right? But we still have to make a choice. And I'm going to bring this back to judgment, because this does indicate that we have to sort of reflect on the circumstances, reflect on where we are, or where we're being swayed on this path. Are you being pulled into the dark, or can you manage to stay balanced between the dark and the light? It's a reflection of how we're walking our path. Are you walking your path is with righteousness, like in an upright fashion? I mean that in the sort of moral or ethical sense, and that is subjective. So according to your own ideas of what is righteous, what is the righteous path, what is good, whatever you deem to be good decisions, are you holding to your own values? This is where we have the reflection, because it really doesn't matter what anybody else is doing on their path. That is up to them, and then their reflection on their own path, whether they are capable of that or not. But the bottom line is, if you are able to recognize your values and walk your path within those values that you hold, acknowledge where this devil energy may be interfering in your life, and try to work through it. If you can make that assessment and reflection, basically the Justice card suggests that something new is coming. So when we have abundance, when we receive it, when we have opportunities, then from that standpoint, after having reflected upon the way you're living your life with abundance coming in, how would you then proceed along your path, along your journey? I mean, it's a great message that we may be receiving abundance here this end of the week and into the weekend. It's a little bit redundant, but it's nice that we may be receiving prosperity. But then how will we regard it? Will we value it? Or, if it's a bunch of money, are you going to spend it all on needless items, or are you going to invest it wisely? So those are some things to consider, and this is what I get for the weekend reading. Thank you so much for coming to Compass Starlight.